The official images for Hogsmeade have just leaked. LEGO did a pretty good job of stopping leaks from getting out this time, but the official LEGO retailer, Brick Depot, accidentally let slip. We also have news about the GWP, which I will be discussing at the end of this video. And so here we have all of the official images of this collector's edition set. So this Hogsmeade village officially has 3,228 pieces and will retail for a staggering $380. In comparison to the Diagon Alley Collector's Edition set, this one has more than 2,000 less pieces and retails for a very similar price, which has left a sour taste in a lot of mouths. Reactions to the set itself are very split, with some fans severely disappointed and others giddy with excitement. Before we take a closer look at why, there's one thing you should do first, and that's subscribe to this channel if you want to stay in the loop with all things LEGO Harry Potter. I'm now just 70 subscribers away from 1,000, so thank you as always for your support and helping me make this dream become a reality. So in terms of scale, this set is indeed minifigure scale and is put together with 3 base plates that are 16 by 32. The first base plate is shared by 3 buildings, which are Owlpost, Dervish and Bangs, and the famous sweet shop Honey Dukes. The main focus of this set is the 3 broomsticks, which has its own base plate and towers above the other buildings. And on the final base plate you'll find the Hogshead Inn, a very cramped quill shop, and Zonko's joke shop on the end. So my first thoughts are that this set looks absolutely gorgeous from the outside. Even if you're not a Harry Potter fan, this snowy top street would look absolutely amazing in a winter village or Christmas display. It's still up for debate if Harry Potter counts as a Christmas film, but for me, the Christmassy vibes of this Hogsmeade set are undeniable. Let me know in the comments if you think Harry Potter counts as a Christmas movie. Either way, this set would be an amazing Christmas present. I'm pretty happy with the buildings included, and I'm a massive fan of Hogsmeade Village itself, with The Prisoner of Azkaban being my favourite movie. There's references to several Harry Potter films throughout this set, which I personally love, but the big question is this set better than previous playscale versions of Hogsmeade? I'm not massively sure. For a start, at this price, there's something about this set that feels small. And I think that's a lot to do with the depth of the buildings. It seems to be a trend to make very shallow buildings now. Malfoy Manor, I'm looking at you. With that said though, I just can't deny how good this set looks. Just take a minute to forget about expectations in the perfect world and just look at how beautiful this village looks. For me, it's the snowy details that cover the street, the pops of colours for some of my favourite wizard shops, and of course the snow covered roofs that are so well done. The other little details I've noticed around the exterior are the inclusion of the invisibility cloak. Now obviously you can't see it, but on the outside of the Owlpost building is a floating lollipop, which Harry of course steals from Neville while wearing the cloak. There's lots of street lights, the Hogsmeade Village sign, a wanted Sirius Black poster, but for me the coolest feature of all is the inclusion of Katie Bell raised in the air by this transparent piece, showing her cursed by the necklace. Now, I might be reaching here, but I feel like the darker moments are starting to creep back into LEGO Harry Potter sets, and I'm all for it. So let's look at the interior of these buildings, starting with the 3 broomsticks, which is my favourite out of all of them and includes a fair amount of detail. On the lower level we have a small table and chairs with these adorable butterbeers throughout, a menu on the wall, and what I assume is the bar area. Unfortunately the floor is just exposed studs, and as I mentioned, it's genuinely not very deep. Now the second floor is just a continuation of the first floor, making this one large floor. The space is somewhat wasted by these huge chandeliers that are hanging down, but they do look really nice. There's a small section in the middle which is probably the staircase, and this seems to have a tiled off floor area, but the interior wall here is just exposed brick. The top floors seem to have a lot more detail throughout. We can't really tell exactly what they are, but we can see a sofa chair and a toilet or bathroom. And there's a tiny bit more space up here in the central tower, which isn't really adding much to the set. Moving on to the second base plate, which has the owl post on the right here, which is very small inside, and I'm not a massive fan of the interior. There looks to be a painting of some kind on the wall, but I can't really tell what it is. I think we have some of those envelope pieces up on the second floor, but other than that, there's really not much going on. Dervish and Bangs is even smaller, with barely nothing inside but a small light and something in a jar. But the majority of this base plate is covered by Honey Dukes, which I'm happy to see has a tiled off floor, some nice colours and sweets throughout. I really like the exploding bonbons piece that Draco is holding, and there's a lot of sugar skulls which can be seen in the Prisoner of Azkaban. I think that's a sherbet wall on the left, and on the second floor we just have more sugar skulls and jars. What I will say is there's a few elements from the original Honeydew set which I would have liked to see included, like the checkout area with the Honeydukes logo, but there's definitely a lot more sweets and variety in this interior. And finally, on the last base plate we have the Hogshead Inn, which unfortunately doesn't seem to have a secret passageway from what I can tell, and has very little going on inside. In the middle there we have the quill shop, which in my opinion could have been left out. I would have actually preferred if Zonko's joke shop was a little wider here, but I think this choice was made to fit around the exterior design. And finally we do have that Zonko's joke shop, which again does have a tiled off floor area, but honestly there's very little going on inside. I'm not sure what Ron is holding here, but like all the pieces it looks like a sticker, which is always disappointing. And on the upper floor area, some small cabinets. I do like the little decorative pattern across the top, but overall I'm not a huge fan of the way Zonko's looks inside. In terms of minifigs, there are 12 included, some of them great and others a little underwhelming. So we have Harry in his winter jacket with a lollipop accessory, Hermione Granger who comes with a really nice torso print and a Dumbledore's army tile, which is very similar to the tile we saw in the boathouse with the student list. Then we have Ron Weasley with a really nice hat hair combo and a brown winter jacket. Katie Bell, who is probably my favourite minifigure in this set, comes with her red scarf and a cursed face print, and that swaying hairpiece, which is a really nice touch, as of course she's thrown around in the air by the curse. Then we have a standard Draco Malfoy. As usual, nothing special for Draco, but next up we have a new character who is a Zonko's Joke Shop employee. She has a really cool torso print which looks great with the white arms, but again there is no leg printing. Professor McGonagall here is a little bit of a downgrade from a fully printed version, but Alberforth is one of two minifigures who actually does come with a printed leg piece, and I don't actually have an Alberforth minifigure, so I'm really happy with this minifig. Next we have Horace Slughorn with a pretty strange hairpiece here considering he's losing his hair. Again, pretty disappointing that we don't have leg printing on this one. Next up we have Mrs. Flume, who is the owner of Honeydukes, and she does have leg printing, and this is a minifig I think LEGO did a good job with. Unlike the job they did with Cornelius Fudge, who has an awful headpiece, and ultimately this is just a massive downgrade from the Fudge minifigures we've seen before, especially since he has no leg printing to carry on that pinstripe torso. And finally we have Madame Rose Murta, who is the owner of the Three Broomsticks. Personally I think she looks fine, the torso is a bit better than the one in the original Hogsmeade Village set, and it's nice to see her included again. So personally I think the minifigures included in this set aren't the best. I really think for the price we should have at least got some more LEGO arm printing, perhaps some newer torso prints, but character wise I'm pretty happy with the choices they made. So that's the Hogsmeade UCS set coming out September 1st, and as we know we usually get a GWP with the September sets, and although we don't have pictures we do have some info about this. The GWP is actually 202 pieces and is the Room of Requirements. So perhaps the hidden passageway to Hogsmeade is included there. Usually there is some kind of link between the collector's edition set and the GWP, so that would make sense. As soon as we get some pictures of this, I will be posting it on my channel, so make sure to subscribe if you want more details about this set. So there you have it, that's everything we know so far about the Hogsmeade set and the GWP. What do you think about this set? Let me know in the comments below. Is this a hit or a miss?